Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to take you from start to finish on getting an item listed. I know I kind of talked about it recently in a video when I was featuring Hammock and how it has really helped me with streamlining some of my processes for listing, but I have gotten so many questions after that video and I realized I didn't get to actually show you all the way to the point of publishing, so I wanted to be able to do that with you today. So we are going to go from photographing items to all the way to hitting that publish. But if you are new here, hello, my name is Ashley. I am a work from home mom. I have 2 online clothing stores, one on POSHMARK and one on eBay, and I have been doing this for about 3.5 years now. I love it. I love that I have the flexibility, and on this channel I get to teach you different tips and tricks on what I have learned to be successful on these platforms, as well as give you some inspiration and some vlogs along the way. So if that's interesting to you, hit that subscribe button, and if you are ready to see this video, let's hit that like and get into it. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take 5 items. I am going to photograph them here. I'm going to take you to my computer and we're going to do all the rest of the details there. Along the way, I'm also going to be answering some of the questions that I have gotten. That way it helps bring a lot more clarity, streamlining, and hopefully be able to help you guys as well. Unfortunately, I am filming on my phone and I kind of need that for photos. So you're not going to see me taking photos really quick, just know it's happening, and then I'll see you on my computer. Let's go. Okay, so we are at the computer now and I am going to start to show you guys how I edit my photos. So the very first thing I do is I actually go to Lightroom. I know that there is an app that a lot of people use, and I'm actually going to test that one out really soon. There's also PicTapGo and just so many different types of opportunities to edit photos, but this is the easiest way for me. So we're in the download section. I select all, we go review to import. And some of them ended up upside down. I have no idea how that happened. Sometimes when I grab the bags, I think that the picture will like twist on my phone, and anyways, we'll fix that later. So now we're going to add these photos. And as you can see in these, I have the picture of the tote that they were being put into. I have the picture of the bags, and I have all the details. So the reason why I do that is because all those details I'm going to put into hammock.com once I start to get to that point. So we'll get to that in just a minute. But first we're going to go Command A or Control A if you're doing it on Windows. And actually I'm going to go to some photos that I had from yesterday, and I'm going to do Command C. So that copies the setting that I just did. So anytime you do different like effects on Lightroom, you can copy that and apply it to other ones. So now we're going to go into all the ones that I just did. We're going to do Command A, and now we're going to do Command V. And it says it's going to paste edit settings to 50 photos. So while that's going to go on, I'm going to tell you a little bit more. One of the things that someone asked me recently about Hammock was, did you feel like you had a lot of mistakes that you had to teach your virtual assistant with when you first started? I've been doing it for a week and I'm getting a little frustrated because I'm seeing a lot of mistakes. And again, as I emphasized before, the Hammock website has virtual assistants that have been trained to do listings. However, sometimes they are human and they can make mistakes, or they could be just starting. Perhaps they did a sell similar, because that is something they'll do on eBay if you're having them start on eBay. They'll do sell similar from a listing that is already live on eBay, and maybe they forgot to change out a drop down box. And I know, I'm sure as you're hearing me say all this, you're probably going, well, that kind of sounds pointless because I'm going to have to double check somebody's work. And if that happens every single time, then I might as well just do the listing myself, which in the beginning, yes, it is going to 110% feel like that. It is going to feel like, why am I having to double check this work? Because I could just be doing this myself. It's wasting my time. But that's what happens when you hire an employee. Anytime if you brought someone into your home, or you brought them to your warehouse, or wherever you're doing your reselling business, you would have to teach them. You would have to train them. They would make mistakes, and you would have to give them constructive criticism to help them be better in the future. And so the thing that I say to that is, make sure you're communicating with a virtual assistant, an employee, whomever you're working with, because that is the only way they are going to be able to take notes and grow. So yes, you are going to have to like double check the work. And that's why I said in my other video that it's going to feel like you're taking 1 step back to take 2 steps forward. It's important that you take a slow and steady attitude and perspective when you first start to hopefully win the race in the future. Okay, so all of those are done. I'm just going to kind of go through really quick and make sure that none of them ended up too overly brightened. And sometimes that kind of happens with, for example, like these blacks. It doesn't look fully black, and so I don't like that. Oh gosh, there it is. I was like, oh, I'm missing something. Okay, so you can see immediately that kind of brings it back to the true black that it is. So I like that. So I'm going to do copy, and then, yeah, that looks better. I'm going to do that to all of the ones from this one, because there's just this weird sheen it was kind of pulling from this item, but that looks more true to the actual item. Okay, we're just going to go through this really quick. Okay, this one kind of looks a little off, so we're going to do that. That looks more true. Those look good. Okay, and that's all of the items. So from here, okay, there it is. I was nervous because it's recording on my computer and I didn't want it to stop. All right, so we're back to this area. Now we're gonna go to File, Export. And then it's gonna immediately say, okay, we're gonna do 50 of them. The answer is yes. It pulls up the folder that I always have my clothing photos in. Obviously, this goes a lot faster when I'm not having to talk about it at the same time, but now it's exporting to the folder, so that way we can proceed with doing the drafts. So while that is loading, I am gonna close this out. I'm gonna go to Google Chrome. My life is on that website. And now we're gonna go to Hammock. So whether you're using a virtual assistant through like Upwork, or whether you're using hammock.com, which if you are interested in using them, as I stated in my other video, I'll link that in the cards here, but I recommend that you use them for 30 to 60 days. And I actually would prefer that it's more like that 60 to 90 day frame. I don't feel like you can make a good decision within the first month. There might be little tweaks and things, and they're actually growing at such a rapid pace right now. I've seen a couple of my friends end up with multiple virtual assistants attached to their account. So it takes a minute to kind of get the hang of things. And I would say to that, if you're starting out, supplement. So say you're doing 10 listings a day, have them do 5 of them and you do the other 5. That way you know for a fact items are getting done, they're getting done correctly. You feel good about that. You feel like you still got a little bit of control, and then you're teaching somebody else. And as they start to get better, as they start to get faster, then you can start providing them with more listings. And if you are interested in trying them out, if you use Ashley Wheeler 8, it will actually give you a $25 credit to have more listings be applied to your account. So it's really, really nice. Gives you more listings to be able to work with them as an opportunity to see if this is going to be a good fit for you. But right now we are on the Hammock's website. So you can see right here, they've got Amazon, Let It Go, Poshmark, Facebook, Tradesy. So you can do whatever one you would like to, like have them just go to Poshmark to start, have them go to Facebook Marketplace. And then if you want them to cross list to other platforms, then you can let them know. And I'm going to show you that now, how you would do that. Okay, so I already have some drafts prepared for my virtual assistant. I've got 37 submitted right now. And actually you can see right here, I have 1,381 listings that they have done for me already. So you can see I've been using this service for a minute. We are going to go to basic listings, and clearly I need to update my balance. So this is what I mentioned before about this reminding me of like having a Starbucks gift card. So let's take a look at that real quick. We're going to go to browse. We're going to highlight all of these. So here's where that other information is going to come into play. So we have the SKU number right here. So I'm going to put SSS because that's the tote it's going into. Yes, I am in triple letters at this point. 3043, because I can see the bag right there. It kind of helps me if I ever wonder where an item is. So then we've got the 5th element, not the 5th element. That's a movie. The 5th label. Now we're going to do, it's a women's. My cost of goods for this palette, if you haven't seen the palette video, I'll also link that one here. It was a pretty bomb video. Is $4. And then we're going to do this. Bam, it's still there. Okay, so I have a specific thing that I do when it comes to shipping on, I was going to say FedEx. No. On eBay. So with eBay, I will have flat rates. If I know something's going to be under £1, I'm going to have a certain like threshold. If I know it's going to fit into a first class envelope, I'm going to also have something. So we'll do this one. I'm assuming that this one's probably going to be $4.99 flat rate. It's going to range anywhere from $4 to $5 to ship this item. This is new tagged, so we are going to remove this. And my additional information will be something like women's top. If it's a dress, I will state it's a dress. I've had times before where they classify something as a top, my virtual assistant, and I'm like, no, that's a dress. So this is where you're gonna put that information. And then I wanna peek into here. It looks like style name is on the tag. It's really important to me that my virtual assistant is taking a look at the style name or the style number and not only being able to price the item accordingly based on what the style of this piece is, because we know brands might have a variety of resale value. You might have a jacket that might resell really well, but then a top that doesn't. So if you know the style name or the style number, it's going to be easier to do the pricing research as well as the keyword research. I put style name is on the tag. And this is pretty much all the details I need to have. You know, you could put in selling price if you wanted to right there, and they'd be able to integrate that into the eBay listing. So right down here is list on eBay as well as list on Poshmark. The reason why they have those two is they have my user and password for both Poshmark and eBay, and they know that they can cross list to both platforms, which is another question I get often. That is, how do you give permission to your virtual assistants to draft these items? I know there's kind of some concern when it comes to providing a stranger information about your stores. You're afraid that maybe they might steal something, but let's just break this down. For Poshmark specifically, and I'm pretty sure this is the same on eBay, you need to show routing and account information. Then they apply money to your bank account. And meanwhile, you are getting emails if someone ever decided they wanted to change the bank account information that is on your eBay or Poshmark store, so that way they were cashing out the funds versus you getting the funds into your regular bank account. So it would be so incredibly easy to spot that and to stop it, then to fire the person. But if you're concerned about that, eBay specifically has a way where you can request that someone has permission to view your store without giving them access to some of that other like special information. However, I will say there's been a glitch in that system recently, and I noticed that my person got like kicked out of the permission. It had nothing to do with they weren't doing something correctly. It was just eBay updating the permission portion for virtual assistants or anyone working for you to view your store, and it just caused this really weird thing to happen. So Hammock does actually do a great job of walking you through how to give them permission. But yes, when it does come to Poshmark, you are going to have to give them their password and your username. You can choose to have them upload the drafts onto Vendoo versus uploading them onto eBay and Poshmark. You could have them do that on List Perfectly. So if you have cross-listing platforms that you would feel more comfortable providing someone with a user and password information on, absolutely do that. Like, no brainer. So long as the drafts are getting done, they're getting done, right? So this one is good to go. We are going to hit submit. And it does appear right here that you could actually do templates. I just haven't done that yet. So now you're going to see, once this item completely loads, that the balance at the top is actually going to drop. That is the way that I'm always keeping tabs of how much money I have left. And one of the things that I did just learn recently is they have a monthly subscription that you can pay for hammock.com. And when you pay for that subscription, it shows as the balance at the top. Then as you're going throughout the month, your 30-day month, you will have it being trickled down. If you don't use it at the end of the month, it's very similar to Vendoo.com. If you've ever used that cross-listing platform, you lose those listings. Then it replenishes the following month. So just make sure you're getting enough done. Honestly, it just helps you stay accountable to making sure you're having X amount of listings drafted every single month. And just because they draft it doesn't mean you have to publish it right away. So you could bust out a ton, have them get them all uploaded onto eBay, and then trickle how many items you want listed every single day. So there's so many different ways you can go about doing this. All right, so now we're gonna do Coral, and then I'm probably going to jump over to eBay to show you the publishing part. That way it just doesn't take too long. So this is a used item. We're gonna put that in there. The SKU. And then this is a small item. It's only gonna take about $3.99 to sell. This actually is in really great condition, so I'm gonna put excellent. And then I'm gonna put sports bra. The style name is not on the tag, unfortunately, so hopefully they're gonna be able to find it. And any other keywords that maybe I want to make sure they're using. I'm going to put activewear. If I really wanted to, I could probably say the Peloton colors of the year too, but we're just going to leave it at that. We're going to hit submit. Next, I'm going to change this one. We're going to go over to eBay. And let's go to selling. By the way, if you're not using, what is that called? Raditon? I loved it when it was Ebates. Ebates was so much easier to say. You're missing out. You need to use that. In fact, I'll put a link down below. That is, if you're ever doing online arbitrage and you're trying to find other inventory, using that as a cash back anytime. I have it linked into my Chrome extension. So that way, anytime I go to a website such as this, it pops up and goes, hey, do you want to activate the whatever percentage it is as a cash back on anything you're going to purchase on this site? There's been many times where I've purchased stuff on websites for inventory purposes and then received money back. And so I think of that in my inventory and count that in the cost of how cheap that inventory was to purchase. So little side note for online arbitrage. All right, we're going to go into drafts. And these are already some items that they have done. So I am just going to grab one. Let's grab this one. All right, so they were right. It's Zella, it's gray, they're dipped dye. Really good keywords to use for that listing. These are joggers, which is great. I still need to tell my virtual assistant, they don't need to put the word size. I would prefer them to use those characters for something else. That is something I gotta talk to them about. I personally like the front and back photo, like the very first things, and then provide the details after that. I'm weird. All right, and then we can just go through very quickly. This is straight. I mean, they could probably have put cotton here. I think cotton has to be put in another place, but I don't care. And then down here, this is how the description looks that they put in. So they put the title in the description, which is on point. And then they put brand, size, type, color, basically all the stuff that's in the drop down as well. So if they have season and then features, I'm going to put keywords. I don't normally do this, but I love using the word loungewear. Casual style, which casual is already in there, but oh well. And then this down at the bottom is actually something that I told them I want in every single listing. So if you have like a return policy or you have something that you would like them to put at the end of every single listing, you can let your virtual assistant know that. They actually use the app called WhatsApp, which is just a text messaging way. They do a group message with your virtual assistants, and then you can tell them like, hey, I want you to do this. We're going to update our return policy, so I want you to start doing this on the listings. It's a really great way for you to communicate with your virtual assistant. So then down here we see $29.97. I don't know what the price is retail. What is it? $59. Okay, so I feel a little confident about putting $34.95 or $97. If you know eBay's filter, if someone ever wanted to filter the cheapest items on eBay, I believe it's $0 to $35. So I like to do the $34.97 because it still keeps me in that lower tier, but then still gives me more opportunity to run a sale or something. So I'll do that sometimes. I don't always do it. Sometimes if they're like at $23.97, I'm like, let's just throw that to like up it to $25. I'm weird like that, and that's just what I do for pricing. And then shipping is perfect. I have started to do free returns. So I've been playing around with that. I haven't told my virtual assistant to do it yet, especially because I want to be able to say which ones I want to have as free returns, which not. But I wanted to test it out to see if it actually improved how many items were selling for me monthly. And then that's it. This item's done. You saw the point of adding the draft onto Hammock, and then you saw the other side of it when they put it in draft form on the platform that you wish to have it on, and then be able to push publish. And that's it. You got to see me upload 2 drafts and be able to process one in less than 20 minutes. So I hope this helps you. I hope this answers some more of the questions that you may have had. And like I said, feel free to use Ashley Wheeler 8 if you want to try out Hammock. That gives you more opportunity to have a balance on your accounts. That way you can get more listings. And then tell me, what's been your experience down below? What are some things that you would love to see improve on Hammock? What are some of the things that you really loved about them so far? As you could see at the beginning of my dashboard, I have been using Hammock now since February, And right now you can see I have a 22.1% increase in my store, which I've been super excited about. It has truly helped me. It's helped me be able to focus more on sourcing while they focus on the listing portions. You can have your virtual assistant push publish to every single listing, but at the beginning, I would say take a look, double check the work, see what you think, give them some feedback, keep that cycle going in a positive manner so that way you can start to have more ease and less like you have to be in control of the listings and start focusing more on sourcing. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and as always, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!